People's Parliament's for people learning disabilities, people's rights, speaking up for themselves, helping people and helping people to improve their lives.
The reason why it was set up in the first place is because not many people have really tried to understand people with a learning disability and don't get them as a human being, because sometimes people have different opinions and different views. So I think the reason why Lewisham Speaking Up was set up is because we want our voices to be heard, and for the people that have never listened to actually listen and help.
Hear your voice is heard. Say what you want in life.
People with learning disabilities for many years have been marginalised by society. They don't have a strong voice in society. Issues that people might need a voice with are things like jobs, feeling safe, having choices. So the People's Parliament is really to fulfil that aim. It's a big forum where we have up to sort of 70-80 people come to People's Parliament. People choose the theme, they choose what it's about, and we set it up so people can have their say.
My name's Aisha Edwards and my job is Parliament Rep.
Okay, and what do you do as a People's Parliament?
We go to different meetings like question times and meet with different people. We met with Vicky Foxcroft and we do parliaments throughout the year.
And do you want to tell me who you went up to City Hall?
Oh, we went up to City Hall and we watched Question Time with Sadiq Khan.
What was Sadiq Khan like?
He was nice. It was nice.
I think it definitely does change things. The fact that you're listening to people with first-hand experiences, sharing with you, explaining stuff. I remember somebody went and said to us how, now they no longer have somebody read their letters to them, and the impact that that's had around paying their bills, making sure that they're aware of what they need to do. And for me and everybody in my team who works with me, that really had a big impact. And one of the things that we've been thinking about, what is it and where is it locally that we should be making sure that's able to happen and people, don't kind of fall through the net like that.
What do I do? I'm one of the trustees.
And what is the People's Parliament for?
To help people with learning disability to think about a subject that is relevant to their need.
Do you want to just tell us a bit about what you do as a rep?
I go to union I go to meetings at the Albany and talk about different things that we get up to.
What is the People's Parliament for?
People with learning disabilities.
What does it do?
Help us to reassure ourselves that we can find things to do during the daytime.
Why was the People's Parliament set up?
Because it's people with disabilities that used to find it hard to find things to do during the daytime.
Anything else?
Looking at the four walls, sitting indoors looking at the four walls all the time.
And how does the People's Parliament help with that?
Well, we have elections and get people to vote for us and that, like election.
And how did it feel when you got elected?
Happy, very happy indeed.
Why?
I'm doing something now in my time.
For people who are running services, it gives people ideas for what we might do better to actually help the people achieve what they want to achieve. And I think it's also good for people to feel that their voice is being heard. I mean, I think, as we don't have the partnership board anymore, to have a People's Parliament is really important, because it's the one forum that exists for people to actually come and express their views, and as I say, for people to actually take note of those, and as I say, hopefully do things about it.
I like the fact that, it brings people together. it brings people together, like carers who have never seen each other before. You know, they start connecting because they've both, you know, because they probably had similar situations, and you know, and the people with learning disabilities that come with them, you know, they gradually make new friendships with people. It's nice to see, and that's why I think it's important.
We got funding from Comic Relief in 2016, and that gave the People's Parliament a big boost, insofar as it's enabled us to have a proper coordinator, our coordinator Marsh Stitchman supervises 6 paid reps, and they're people who have learning disabilities. So after each Parliament now, the reps can take what people have said, the people's views and wishes, and they take their views and wishes to the decision makers. So that might be people that work in the disability world as managers, as commissioners, or they might be councillors, or they might be MPs. So what we're trying to do with the People's Parliament, and we're trying to make it bigger and bolder, is to make a difference. That's what people with learning disabilities want. It's too easy to almost pretend that people's voices are being heard when they're not, and that's what our Parliament is about. It's really trying to get people to make a difference.
When we did the self-advocacy Parliament, people told us that they often feel that politicians don't listen to them, and we've started actively going out and meeting more regularly with our local MPs and our local London Assembly members, and that people, I think, do feel more listened to now than they did before.
People we support attend the People's Parliament regularly, and I think they're quite active when they're there. I'm really sure that as if the guys attend at People's Parliament and are able to say that something isn't quite right, that someone will come back to us and tell us about that. So I think there's that aspect of People's Parliament. I think what they have when they're there is a collective voice, which is used in Lewisham and again back to us here at Nexus. So I think that's useful, although I'm not sure they could articulate that. So I think we have a responsibility to make sure they understand that we've made this decision or we're doing this in result of what's happened at People's Parliament.
It is the one forum at the moment that people have to come together from across services and share their views. And I think without that, we wouldn't really have any way or any sort of consistent way of getting people's views and actually hearing what people want for themselves and how they think things could be made better.
So an ambassador is where we go into different classes and we support people with learning difficulties to help them in the classes and encourage them and help them. And it's only just recently just started this term.
Last year we went whitewater rafting, and when we booked, called them up to book tickets, they were like, "What, disabled people want to come?" We were like, "Yes, why wouldn't they?" We challenged them, they made reasonable adjustments. We, as it says there, we push places to be more inclusive, and we do not tolerate discrimination in any form.
But I've got a load written down. Who wants to do talking on the stage afterwards?
Food, fear and safety, support to travel, which we don't have anymore.
The pressure to get funding to keep things going, and that's the case with the Parliament. We're confident that we will, so we want to do even more than that. So we have made definite changes since we've had the Comet Relief funding. Changes like through the Parliament, people spoke up about that they find it difficult when they go to job centres. They want more support when they visit job centres. They want the letters that they get put into easy read so they can understand them. That's something the People's Parliament did. The Parliament also highlighted what people wanted to change when they visit the hospital or when they go to GP appointments. That was written up into a report which was given to hospital bosses and to NHS. So the Parliament speaks up about some very important issues.
I think it'd make a negative difference if there wasn't a Parliament like this and if Lewisham People's Parliament didn't exist, because, you know, we're always talking about benefit cuts, you know, people not being supported enough, you know, the breakdown of carers with other carers and stuff. I think, you know, I think it would be terrible if something, if you know, if Lewisham Speaking Up didn't exist, because, you know, people who, you know, people don't know who to go to, who to turn to, and I think, you know, it's nice that we have that chance to get to know everyone and to say to them, we can try and help you.